Yeah, this is a little bit off topic, like you told, and the show will go on. There was a discussion in a US chat show which I watched. It's called as All In podcast. So there they were talking about increase in teenage suicides in these last 2 years, because sports is a big thing and college life has been missed, and many were like stuck in home, severe lockdowns, severe restrictions in some cities and whatnot, that affected the mostly the teenagers, and even in the school going children. There was a study which said that it decreased the IQ by like some 20%. So the only thing that can drive the world towards positivity is to have that inner strength, and to inculcate inner strength in the teenagers and the children, and the parents being a good example in showing the path. So.
See, definitely, always our younger generation look upon the elders, what they do and how they behave, what their words and what their deeds. They will watch it out everything. We must inculcate such habits or develop such feelings in our younger generation that if you don't celebrate your success, nothing worry, but you need to how to know how to control or how to handle your failures. So if you teach them how to handle the failures, that is a big success in their life. And once that is done, definitely there will be suicidal tendencies and all these things and rate of suicide, everything will go down. They'll have a very lot ambitions and a very high ambitions from the life, and suddenly something goes down, they'll feel somewhat ditched in the life and they're left behind and they don't want to continue in that life. That should not happen. You should learn how to engage yourself even in the low, when you are being kept low in the life, or when you are facing a lot of turbulence in the life. You need to understand that it is not the only thing, it's just a passing day. The brighter Sundays will come, definitely things will be rosy. So we need to wait for that and we need to hang on there. So that mentality has to be developed in the young generation, how to cope up the failures and how to handle the failures. If that is done, definitely that suicide tendencies and all this will go down.
Generally speaking, in countries like Germany and all, there is this decline in familial bonding, meaning very less people are opting for marriages, relationships, and there is a study conducted stating that over activity in social media, Instagrams, Twitter, and whatnot, that has led to decrease in developing relationships, putting up a family, having children, and whatnot. And in one report I read, in Sweden, the big social problem in Sweden is that people do not talk with each other at all, and only instance in which people talk to strangers is when they go to a shopping mall, and I think it's a legal requirement there that the shop vendor has to ask whether the bill is to be printed or not. So only then they will talk, or otherwise they will not talk to each other at all. So this interpersonal relationship is getting a big hit, especially COVID is not in any way helping that. And in Ayurveda, I mean, I think a lot about this Dhi, Dhairya, and Atmadi Vijnanam, which is explained. Dhi, Dhairya is kind of encouragement and all. This Atmadi Vijnanam, how our soul works, how the concept of Punarjanma is very well laid out. So some amount of spirituality will also help to find that solace, to find that inner energy, positivity, and put a smile on our faces.
See, while walking, if we carry luggage, we feel heaviness and we anticipate that some helping hand if comes and takes out my weight from my hand so that I can get relief. That's what usually everybody think of it. Even in life, when we face certain bad patches or bad times, we feel very much down and we are feeling heavy and we want to shift our burden to somewhere else. But the problem lies here, being a era which is driven mostly by science and people thinking of going away from the spirituality, questioning the Almighty and His existence, and non-believers are increasing because maybe because of the way they have been brought up and the education is made them feeling that they know everything, but when suddenly they don't know anything about that, where to put that blame? There should be somebody. So there is nothing. But in Indian traditional way of upbringing, it's very clear. Faith has been laid down. God has been given a due credit, and we have been many a time made in such a manner that we need to go in front of the God, get the mercy, and we want to pray to the God, and all these things. All these will make that there is somebody who is superior to than us, and he can handle these things. And let me carry all these things to his head. That's what usually happens, and that's what even our older generation used to do it. Whatever when it is comes, they used to simply shift that weightage to God. But now there is no such question existing because they don't believe in it. Where to shift it? So when they are unable to shift those burden, and definitely it causes a very big trouble to them, and ultimately if they are unable to handle those things, they will meet with a sad end. That's what happening is, and we need to have that spiritual thing. We should go in, and we should become believers in life, because whatever is known to us is comparatively less, and whatever is not known to us is too much in this universe. Pratyakshami alpam, apratyakshami analpam. That's what the thing is that. So when we don't know many things, we should always try to seek the knowledge, and inner soul should be thoroughly explored for all these things, and we should develop such attitude and activities that will help us to develop our mindset and mind power in such a manner that we will be facing a trouble. Then also we should be able to understand and control those things, and win over those troubled areas are the times are bad times. So that will be very good things that we need to do it.